look. Okay, look. I've been in this funk roughly around the time we went on strike. Because look, okay, guys, look. I understand that the CEOs of Tesla and Amazon make more money than God, but I can't really speak on them because I don't work for those companies. But the company and the organization I work for, my CEO, I can only really speak on my organization. So my CEO makes enough money in 1 hour to pay my monthly mortgage 2.6 times in 1 hour. He can pay my mortgage 2.6 times in 1 hour. He can buy my house 3.5 times a year. And I'm over here like, how much do I gotta Uber so that I can afford some more ramen this month? Okay, so if I work 8 hours today, maybe I can pick up some overtime, maybe get an extra 4 hours in, and then I can probably Uber for an extra 5 or 6 hours, and then that'll leave me how much time to sleep, because I still got to be able to get home, which is about an hour and a half-ish, depending. Do I have time to sleep? And then, well, what time do I have to get up to be able to get back to work on time? And can I get some more overtime? Will I be able to get the beef flavor? Meanwhile, our CEO makes $7,211 an hour. And he said we're greedy because we wanted a raise. He said we're not focusing on patient care or satisfaction because we're too focused on being greedy for a raise. And we're not being responsible enough with our money if we can't afford to live off of what we're making. Bro, can I just have 1 hour of your pay? Can I just have 1 hour? Just 1 hour. You make in 1 8-hour day more than I make in one entire year. In one day, you make more than I make in a year in one day. But, but naturally, he's humble, church-going guy. Humble Christian. You don't see me complaining about a raise. I only make $7,211 an hour, and I'm not asking for a raise. We all have to cut corners and sacrifice in areas of our life, okay? Maybe don't have 3 vacation homes. I couldn't even afford to go on 6 vacations this year. We're all suffering. Poor guy. I should not be so selfish because, I'm sure he's hurting. I'm sure he's hurting too because, there's nowhere at all that we can find anywhere to cut back on costs in order to pay the employees a fair wage. There's nowhere. I can't see where there could be anywhere. There's nowhere. There's nowhere you can cut anywhere. There's no costs you can cut anywhere. Gosh. He's only making $7,211 an hour. Guys, that is so unfair that he only makes that much. He's hurting too. Gosh. He's like, you know what? If we give you all a raise, you know how much extra money that would cost the organization a year? Because no way in heck would my pay be impacted. Because there is no way I will get any kind of decrease in pay. Goodness gracious, I will never look at my pay being decreased in order for you guys to be able to eat. Why would I go without in order for you guys to be able to afford the beef top ramen? You selfish, greedy bastards. So in case you didn't catch that, our CEO makes $7,211 an hour. That's about $57,000 a day. I think it's $57,800 a day. And I'm speaking on behalf of the people who make $30 and less an hour. Like our EVS people start at $19 an hour. And he says we're greedy. Because he thinks that $19 an hour is going to provide for a family. He's over here like, I'm doing fine. What's wrong with you guys? Gosh, you guys are irresponsible with money, apparently. What's wrong with you guys? I mean, I could survive. You obviously are not doing something correctly. What I propose, which I know would never happen, but what I propose is that for a year, not like one of these month things, the heartwarming, like, oh my gosh, I had no idea kind of things, is that he works for a year as an environmental services staff member, earning $19.009 an hour. And he doesn't get any other, subsidies. He doesn't get, any access to any of his savings or bonuses or incentives. And he has to survive and provide for his family off of just that wage for a year. And then come back and tell us how greedy we are for just wanting a little bit of a raise, a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're just asking for a match for inflation. That's it. That's it. I mean, we already know, I live in California, so we already know that inflation is like this and wages are like that. So, I mean, I live somewhere where it's much cheaper than where I work, and it's still like, in fact, even if I sold my house and decided to go back to renting, I would still be paying essentially the same amount a month, give or take a couple $100, than I would be with buying my house. So it would be, financially irresponsible for me to go back to renting because I would be paying the same amount but not buying. So, do you know how much gas is? Especially in California? The average where I live, in the counties I live, like San Bernardino County and Riverside County, so where I live and work, the average is $4.43 and $4.47. That's the average. And I know that because that's one of my homework assignments. I had to figure out the cost of living, and that was part of the assignment. That's a lot. Okay? In California's minimum wage is $16.50. Sure, $19 is above the minimum wage, but who can live off of that? Certainly not him, because $7,211 an hour, I mean, I don't know how he survives.